Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and this is going to be a really good video. You've been requesting this for me for the last 2 weeks, and here it is, my updated puzzle video. But yes, there's a load of question marks, and also my theories have changed from the last time we did this. As you can see, the previous one had this different theory to it. Prior to the release of Cull Obsidian and Ebony Maw, as well as the stuff with Nameless Thanos, yes, it was very much on the point or close to the point. But there are some things that have changed since then, which I need to bring to your attention. Beginning on the left hand side, as you know, in the past we've talked about different mutants that have been teased that could be coming into the game. From having Legion in right the way through to my own personal wants and desires, which is Charles Xavier, yeah, Professor X. We all love him to be in the game, and imagine the Nick Fury of the mutant world, based on the fact that you could have these multiple synergies improving different mutants. I would be incredibly excited to see that being put in, but there's so many to choose from. Even a case of saying Sunspot could be in at a later date, that could be indeed a thing. I don't know if we'll see another mutant event this year, but I'd be pretty stoked if they even considered to put in Apocalypse, but he is very much that kind of Omega level mutant that starts on mutations, so I would expect that to be pretty epic if they did an event for that. Or maybe this could be something in the future, instead of having story acts, that they have specific things for mutants, for Inhumans, right the way through to Spider-Verse based story type events. I know a lot of people have talked about that as an idea, and I think Kabam would do us solid if they actually created that. One thing I'll be returning back to talk about is something that I've not considered with doing these puzzle videos, and that is the Kabam ruse. So what the hell is that? Well, it's when they create extra question marks and rejumble up everything around the question marks, so the puzzle becomes a little bit of a, well, more of a guessing game than it is at the moment. And how we kind of factor that into what happened last year is that we didn't really expect for more champions and more questions around big bosses, but now we may have identified where they're going with stuff. And how I put that theory into motion is with the bottom right, putting Nameless Thanos as the big bad boss there, and then having Ebony Maw, Cull Obsidian and Ronin being put. Not as a case they're associated based on them working with that champion, but based on their event. So because they were part of an event, that meant that they are there. The same way that you could look at stuff like the Hotel MODOK and how that worked, and also with stuff with the Thanos army, with those kind of alternate versions of Hyperion, of Guillotine, King Groot, Scarlet Witch and Vision. This then changes the theory how I kind of worked it before, and I feel that it does have some sort of legs. So I'm going to run with it. But let's go over to the left hand side. I've still got this theory that Swamp Thing will be an associate member with Howard the Duck, and also Mysterio, which we're still a little bit unsure about when it comes to Spider-Man Far From Home and the whole movie tie-in. Will he be an ally to begin with, and then it's the case that he will be evil? But I still feel that that would be a logical place based on close proximity to the Spider-Man Stark enhanced version, which theoretically it is, based on what we've seen so far. Or it's going to be the alternate suit, the kind of the spying suit, the black suit, the one that's for his night mode. So that will either be a new Spider-Man suit or it will be Mysterio, but I'd like to say it's more Mysterio because we're just seeing too many Spider-Man suits and not of the different and future versions. A lot of players still want to see the Iron Spider or the 2099 version. But also moving on to other movie tie-ins, with Morbius coming out in the next year, will it be a case that these loads of puzzle question marks will be extended? So we'll probably see that this puzzle could extend until latter points of next year, with more question marks being added. It's hard to say, but I want to play Kabam at their own game here and go, this could be Morbius next to Blade. Up at the top part, I've kind of changed my theories quite a bit, with Nick Fury having Cat Marvel, the new one, as well as Skrull. Well, Skrull was somewhat in the game and teased for the game, but never actually transpired, which is kind of disappointing. I would love to see what they plan to do in the future, and maybe there's a future tie-in event, especially with some sort of secret war of some kind coming in the near future. But I have completely changed my placement of a character, which is I've not gone for Ronin as the usual link between Black Widow and Hawkeye, and I think there's a ruse there, and in fact a champion or a character that has linked to them, maybe something. And the reason I've put in Mockingbird, which a lot of you may remember from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I've decided to put that in there because of a West Coast Avengers connection, which could see a link with that in the future if Kabam choose to do that, but I could be completely wrong. Baron Zemo off to the right of Cap America World War II, because I feel that there could be some more links to the World War II stuff. I'd like that kind of revisited type thing. I do like a bit of history from time to time, so if they could do a cool tie-in, or maybe it's going to be a future or a previous member of some kind that links in quite well, maybe time travel, then hey, I'd be all up for that. I'm still very much on the fence of what links in New Warriors. A lot of people have come up with different suggestions. As you know, my previous ones were Silhouette or Kitty Pryde, based on a link to Star-Lord, but it may not be the case, and there could be something else at work in the future that could link something with the New Warriors, and also maybe a special quest that Kabam have an idea of in the future as well. It's pretty much a done thing now that Karina is going to be the one next door to the Collector. It seems to be pretty obvious, especially with what's going to transpire in Act 6 moving forward. And then in the center, I've got this kind of weird theory. Now, first of all, I was like, okay, Cull Obsidian, Ebony Maw have to occupy these two spaces because it's close to Thanos' army. But again, if it goes back to it being a ruse, then Nameless Thanos then takes it away and could go to a different point of this particular puzzle. So my theory is that because we've had Entropy teased, then maybe it's a case that Entropy goes too far, and it's a case Eternity, the father of that particular character, is then going to have some sort of, at the end, just like going, well, what you're doing to the contest is wrong, and I am going to step in and just completely shut you down. And that link between those two characters, as opposed to it linking to anything else, with like Entropy being the big bad boss of what we see to come. Just quickly, over on the right hand side, more Spider-Verse characters. Again, it's on the fence whether or not you'll see Mysterio over in these two, but there could be a big call for two other characters, whether or not it'll be Sandman, Shocker, Hobgoblin. The list goes on of characters from the Spider-Verse that could be picked up. Even maybe something from the Spider-Man extended universe and the other kind of parallel universe. As you know, the multiverse is now open within the Marvel universe, Marvel Cinematic Universe, so we could see anything happening next. This then leads me very swiftly and finally onto the right hand side, which I've pretty much got locked down to what I feel it should be. Now, there will be a lot of people that disagree with this, and yeah, I do feel that if Kabam are going down the ruse aspect, then Nameless Thanos with those three characters could be a thing. But do bear in mind, as I've said before, that we could see a load more question marks being put in different areas, and this then extends on further. But I feel this is pretty solid. There may be some sort of link between Nameless Thanos and Reed Richards. Maybe that's the case that he is prohibiting him from joining back into the contest. I don't know. That may be a thing. It may not be. It may be a case that that end boss is actually Entropy and it has to link away and go to a different point. But we've got Annihilus right at the top there, going down to Human Torch, over to Reed Richards, links up to Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, and goes across to the Submariner. Then from Reed Richards it goes down to Doctor Doom, links over to Silver Surfer. There is a real kind of odd thing for me whether I feel that this question mark, which is Silver Surfer, whether or not it goes up, it goes down, and whether or not there's a sufficient link to then get over. I just don't think Diablo is going to have any other character that links off from him unless they have some sort of event which ties in Diablo with a new character release. Either way, it's very odd at this moment in time to kind of pinpoint the correct way the story will play out, but I feel this is a very strong entry from myself to kind of guess who is coming in, where we're going to be going with the story, and how things could be juggling around. And if you decide to take Nameless Thanos out of the equation, leaving that the big boss is Entropy, then it's a case that you then got to find three other characters that link quite well from this to then go, right, well, this is going to be what's going to happen in the future. She's probably going to be the Act 6.4 end boss, maybe a little bit painful, and that could be where three other characters are curated to help her out to then take down you as a summoner. But it is very much a case of going, oh, right, well, who could they be? Also, quite weirdly enough, there is a link between a Cult of Entropy, Howard the Duck, and Man-Thing. So that could be something that'd be quite cool, linking them together at a later date. But I don't think it's concrete enough to kind of go, well, okay, Man-Thing is definitely going to come in because Entropy's in the game and is a cult of this. You could say one of those two question marks could be either Jealous Vel or empathy, but again, I'm just kind of scratching at ideas, which is very difficult to pinpoint at this moment in time. But either way, it's incredibly exciting to see where Kabam are going in the future with the whole characters and champions that we love to see, and as well as ones that fit into their story that they're trying to create. I really expect a new character coming into October, and as you know, I'll be at New York Comic Con to report on it. So that's going to be brilliant, and at the same time, the whole story is going to conclude by the end of the year. So great times are ahead. So there we go. That has been the puzzle updated. Some new revelations, but I'm now going to pass a question off to you. Who do you think I've messed up on, or who do you think I've got right? Or are there other suggestions that you have to fit those question marks? Have your say in the comment section below. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then hit the like button and subscribe for Marvel Contest of Champions based content. Make sure to drop into a live stream most days from 1900 hours GMT. Join the Discord and have a conversation about anything you want about the game. And I shall catch you in the next video. Bye bye for now.